Okay, this is a bad idea. Alright, how's it going? Oh, that hurt my knees. Actually, kind of didn't. Anyway, this guy clacks, doesn't he? This guy doesn't. He's got a much more softer head. I bought figurines. Well, actually, he's a bobblehead. It's kind of different, isn't it? So either welcome back or welcome to this weekend. I'm wearing my spooky jack-o'-lantern shirt. I call it a jack-o'-lantern. It's kind of just a spooky face. I mean, if I'm going to be honest. It's a very spooky face. Anyway, so I got this bad boy from Zavvi. He is a metallic-faced ghost face. It's not really focusing for some reason, which is bizarre. Come on, focus on his face. I think it's because of the reflections. But yeah, really nicely molded. He's got a knife as well, which is cool. Got a nice cloak. And even his platform is nicely bloodied. Has some nice shimmer and shine to it. The knife has some texture as well. Not really much of a feeling texture, but definitely much of a painting texture. But yeah, he's quite weighty. Probably a kilo or something. And his head does yak about because of how it's designed. But yes, he's pretty cool. And the other one is our good old pal, Mr. Michael Myers from Halloween. He comes with a glow-in-the-dark bobblehead, which is cool. He's got his bloodied kitchen knife, and he's at the fence line or, on the balcony. But there's also the sheet that he used to be a ghost, which actually has some cutouts just below for the eyes, which is cool. They obviously have whited out the frames, the lenses, which is perfectly fine. But it's very nicely molded. They both actually come with this label at the base, to show it's authentic and whatnot. I do believe it's meant to be limited edition. But yeah, he glows really nicely. Like, I don't actually mind the green look, because again, he has a very white face anyway, for the mask. So, yeah, but it's pretty rad. I think I've got a picture of him glowing in the dark. Maybe I'll go grab my torch. So yes, he glows quite nicely. Of course, it's very bright, isn't it? It's very bright. I mean, this is a very strong torch. So, yeah. Wow, I mean, even like that, it still glows really nicely. It's cool. It's a really nicely molded bobblehead. Now, I had seen these a while ago. I'm kind of feeling like, I've got no enthusiasm right now. Weird. I feel kind of tired. It's been a long weekend. It's funny. It's the weekend right now. Early October. And there's just me and Mum home. I mean, Sam's out at PAX with his girlfriend, but Dad and I are in Japan. It's so quiet. It's nice. I can film on weekends again. I haven't done that. It's like properly in the middle of the day for ages. It's like 4 o'clock. How insane is that? Anyway, yeah, these are the boxes that they came in. It does say exclusive, only at Zavvi, or Zavvi. I pronounce it Zavvi. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think they did have original versions of these two, where they emphasized the original versions were he wasn't glow in the dark and he wasn't metallic kind of deal. But yeah, then you get a look of what they look like. It's pretty nice. They're actually pretty decent boxes as well. They got foam padding on the inside, so it's all so nicely wound up. These are limited edition, does it say? That's just a quote from the film. Yeah, it doesn't actually stipulate how many. I think they were 666 units or something like that. I mean, it's Halloween, I guess, why not? But yeah, I ended up deciding on getting them. Yeah, they were really nicely boxed. I mean, obviously, when they were shipped from Zavvi, they were shipped in one box, padded, because they were from the US, so it's like the US branch of Zavvi where they actually know how to box ship properly, which is great. But the boxes inside are completely foam with that, you know, molded insert for the figures to fit in. You've got like a plastic that goes underneath the necks, so the heads don't rattle whilst they're in the box. Their bodies are covered in plastic as well, so even Michael had a piece of fucking bubble wrap, like polystyrene in between his legs and the gate, so the fence, which is cool. I like that. It was really nicely packaged and everything. So that was 2 things that I got, which are really cool, and I have them on display on the shelf over there. But I did one of those classics. There was a sale at JB. Actually, again, it's one of those things of I didn't plan to go. It just so happened that I went to Hawthorne with my girlfriend, but she was like an hour and a half late. She does that on the occasion. So I went to JB, and I bought myself for about $4.50 the Horror of Frankenstein. I had to look up to make sure I didn't already have this. It is a fully restored version with a featurette. Apparently it's supposed to be a horror comedy, so they really try to emphasize that, you know, gallows humor inside the Horror of Frankenstein. Standard artwork. But it is a BD50, which is nice. So that's cool, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. I've got a bunch of the Hammer Horror Frankensteins, but I didn't have this one, so I figured for $4.50, why not? It was like, they had this top shelf of horror, which I thought was just out of place because all the rest of it was in alphabetical order, but then I realized it was like W and X and all the way to A on the top shelf. I'm thinking, what the fuck's that? And then I realized it said, you know, horror clearance. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was the only one there that I was remotely interested in. So, yeah, you know, why not? This one is, was it David Prowse, who plays Darth Vader, is actually Frankenstein's monster. Next up, we got Year of the Dragon, which is an imprint title I had never heard of. It's imprint number 24, which I really like going to locations I don't usually go to and to see what like early titles I can find. And it was really good condition. It only had like a bit of plastic removed around the bases of the spine, which has made it easy to open it realistically. But yeah, it's good condition. Got some nice inside artwork as well. I believe this is probably long out of print. And this is all 20% off, which is good. This being the most expensive because the only sale it had was the 20% off, whereas all the rest of them were reduced to some degree. I'll show you the rest in a second. But yeah, so it comes with a number of special features. I looked it up online because I want to kind of get an idea of if it has good reviews. It has middling reviews. And it is quite a long film. It's like 2.5... Yeah, it's 2 hours and 14 minutes long. But I looked up on Blu-ray.com, and the guy who reviewed it was even saying how, despite it being this identical to the French transfer that had come out the same year, it was from like an older MGM master, which the guy actually said that he really liked that master. It worked quite well for the film because there was a newer master, which has improvements here and down improvements there and stuff like that. So I figured, look, it's $24. I'm probably never going to see another version of this film because it's like maybe like Shout Factory had released a version. I don't know. Either way, maybe it was like a Warner Archive or some bullshit. But like I figured I just buy it. I was already here. Oh, maybe Paramount Pictures? Who the fuck made it? God, really goes to show I did not pay attention to half of the box, did I? It just says MGM, so yeah, Orion. Wonderful. Anyway, so yeah, I figured I'd get that because I figured why not? It was just shy of $60 for everything that I bought. There's one more thing here which I bought today, so that doesn't count. And it was one of those things of like I'm still saving it for that TV, and I'm like, I'm happy to buy these if they're things that I wouldn't get normally, you know. So like, Frankenstein was on sale. The Year of the Dragon, I've never seen that imprint in person before. I didn't even know it existed. This next one, Belle. This one I've been wanting to watch for a while because my friend Lachlan really liked it. Standard Blu-ray release, but it comes with a couple special features, including the making of, some music. Hosoda draws Belle, scene breakdown, the ballroom, scene breakdown, the station. Apparently it's quite an interesting film. I saw the trailer in cinemas a while ago. It didn't particularly interest me, which might have been a mistake, but you know, it is what it is. And I know that there is like a deluxe 4K edition at Savvy, but I'm like, I don't really think I want to spend $80 on this film, given I've never seen it. And I'm not really huge on buying 4K animes for modern animes, because most of the time they look fine on Blu-ray, like Your Name and stuff like that. I'm not going to go and get the fucking 4K. But you give me Ghost in the Shell and Akira, I'll buy that in a heartbeat, because I did multiple times. So, yeah, I figured it was about time I bought this. I know it was like down to $15, which I was really happy with, because it said $25 on the tag. I'm like, well, at least it'll be $20 probably. But then I looked online because I wanted to like add them all to a cart, get an idea of the total price, and it was like, oh, this is actually like $15. And I'm like, fuck, all right, that sounds pretty good to me. So yeah, you know, nice anime to watch. Add to my list. Oh boy, that's bad. Oh god. Oh, that's very bad. Alright, let's not do that again. Yikes. That was weird. I got a new thing and I had to peel off its sticker, and obviously this had gotten stuck to it at the back, so the whole back of the slipcover now has this like layer of stickiness to it. You can't actually see it because it's white, so you can't see it. Yeah. Anyway, I got The Last Picture Show, which I've heard about, and I've heard some good things. This one was also like $12. Again, they were all on sale. It didn't really fucking matter. But it's Cinema Cult's new thing where it's shock. They've got the Cinema Cult label. I haven't bought many Cinema Cults. Like, I've got their original... Fucking, where are you? I've bought a bunch and now I can't find any of them. What the fuck? This'll do. Yeah, this was their original packaging designs for the Cinema Cult. It's ugly-ass packaging. Even if it came with a slipcover, it still wouldn't look half as good as their new packaging. So I got The Last Picture Show. Artworks looks interesting. Apparently there's meant to be a Criterion release, but I figured I'd buy this anyway. Director's cut. Peter Bogdanovich passed away recently, I believe. It's from 2022, so it only came out earlier this year. But it still has a commentary with Peter Bogdanovich, a discussion with the filmmaker, Peter Bogdanovich, Last Picture Show, a look back documentary, and re-release featurette, theatrical re-release featurette. I believe that this is the same, version that Criterion's released or something. I'm hoping this is the Criterion transfer, but I don't think Criterion's actually released their version yet. But there's also meant to be a 4K UHD coming out for this film. Either way, it was cheap. I figured I'd buy it. Comes with a slipcover. That's always nice. And it does have alternate artwork on the inside, which I do think is the better artwork. It's kind of a lot more minimalist, but I do prefer it than the weird kind of looks like Photoshop on the front. It's not really Photoshop, but it just looks a bit weird. I don't know. And it's clearly a cheesier version of this in a way, because it's actual streets. I don't know. Same artwork on the back though. But yeah. So it also has disc artwork, which is really cool. So Cinema Cult they've kind of picked up their game recently. They've got a lot of B movies from the 50s and stuff. A lot of classics. There's that Joan Crawford one, Berserk and stuff like that. It's stuff that I think Eureka or some other release has done a bunch of releases for. And so, Cinema Cult has been able to, get those transfers, probably. I don't know, maybe just being able to purchase the Australian license for it, using the same transfers, I'm hoping, and release it here. So that's cool. I'm interested to look at it. It's one of those things, if I would have preferred to have seen some kind of review about it to actually look into the transfer, but given all the special features, I'm I imagine this is probably a good transfer because it's from the actual company who made it, so to some degree. I also got this from PAX. It's a Pokemon. It's Ditto. I love Ditto, but it's one of those classic things that they always sell every year where it's a clear Pokeball, comes with a bunch of plastic stuff stuck in it, glued down. It looks cute. I don't know, it's $25. It's PAX, you know, what else am I going to buy? Actually, from the same place, I bought 2 keychains. I've actually already bought a Ditto and a Snorlax from these guys before, but I figured this time... Oh, it's not focusing properly, sorry. So I got Kiki, it's double-sided, but the other side is the clear side. This is the textured side. And I got Totoro and Totoro and Totoro and Totoro. Yeah, went to PAX Oz, which is interesting. I don't really go to PAX very often, but met Nick and Emilian and Tabuti. They're from Queensland. They came down. I went there on the Friday, interviewed some stuff for Sam, some people for Sam, and it was pretty cool. Great meeting them. That's really all I got to say. I had a fun night. And got some keychains. That's about it. So, there's a warehouse market place, about 15 minute drive from home. Probably 10 minutes, let's be honest. And my brother was like, oh, hey, I mean, you've probably already seen this by now because I don't think this video will come up until after my birthday. He's like, we'll go there on a weekend. It'll give you $100. You can buy whatever you want with that $100. He wants to do it next weekend. I'm busy next weekend. He's busy this weekend. I woke up today, Mum's like, oh, I'm going out to that market. I'm like, cool, I'll put on some pants and come with you. I was wearing pajamas, so I figured I'd just put on some jeans, wash my face, do that kind of stuff. They had a bunch of shit there. And so I ended up buying stuff for Sam to pay me back for, basically. It just equated to like $95 out of the 100, but honestly, totally bloody well worth it. I probably could have just bought something else for the extra $5, but I'm like, I could just get him to give me $100, and then like the $5 can go into literally anything else. So anyway, they had a lot of stuff there. They had a bunch of they had some pop vinyls as well. Some of them that were really expensive. Some that were really rare. They had Beetlejuice in Waiting Suit, Nibbler, and Ash Williams from the Army of Darkness line, but the original version. But they were all $70 each, and I'm like, I don't really want to pay $70 for a pop vinyl, nor do I really want to buy a pop vinyl. So I didn't buy any pop vinyls, which is ridiculous because I found an original Sonic pop vinyl, which is worth $400 to $500. But it had clearly been taken out of the box before. There was some dust on the actual figure inside the box, and the box was ripped on the side and damaged and dented, and I'm like, even for reselling value, this isn't really worth it, and I'm not that much of a pop vinyl collector anymore, so I didn't want to buy it. It was $80. I'm like, fuck that for a joke. Clearly they know how much this is worth, but in mint condition, it's currently only selling for $200 to $300 in Australia, so I'm like, I'm not going to put myself through that. But anyway, I did find Independence Day. This is still mint, so let me open it up. I was going to resell this because it was $30. See, that's where the sticker was. So it was $30. I was going to resell this, but I decided against it because I watched a video unboxing it. And I realized that despite me having the 4K, this does actually come with a bunch of special features. Now, it's probable that the 4K I have does come with the same special features, but at the same time, I don't care anymore. You know, it's bizarre to find a mint condition, supposedly mint condition, steelbook at a market, you know. So you get your sleeve, which comes off really easily, and then you get your steelbook, which does look really nice. It's got a nice, it's still flat and everything, but it's got a nice glossy look, but not too glossy that it'll be a burden, not my least favorite kind of gloss in a way. God, it's so new, it still has its ultraviolet code. You got Will Smith on the back, got the Independence Day title on the spine. I like how it doesn't even say ID4. This is probably expired, apparently expired back in 2019, but if anyone needs to use the digital code and they want to use it, happy birthday. It's not the 4K version. But yeah, you get some nice inside artwork. You get the bonus features disc and the Blu-ray disc with, again, some nice artwork. That's a pretty iconic shot to make the artwork of. But yeah, I think this actually worked out pretty well for me in the short term. It's a nice steelbook. It's an iconic shot. Even the shot of Will Smith still has details in the background of all the destruction, so it really emphasizes the style of film. I have the 4K disc, so I can always just replace the discs. So Yeah, but I figured it's a really nice deal, and I'm very happy to have it. It was a crazy find. But I mean, they also had like the original Xbox, but like a clear version for like $195 that came with like a bunch of games, including um, two Lego Star Wars games. It had the Futurama game. Basically, for $195, it was a fucking steal. But I'm not into video games that much, so like, yeah, basically what get me playing is the Switch and maybe the Xbox 360, the occasional PS4. Very, 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 very minimal. But I figured I wouldn't go that extent. There was a bunch of figurines and stuff. There was even a DVD for $100 that I was like, oh my god, I should buy this. But I'm also like, yeah, I don't really need to. Also, so I figured with my own money, I'll get the Steelbook, and I even got a framed image for a friend of mine who's got a daughter who just turned 2. So I'm like, hey, he'll love this. So that's cool. I won't show that off because I don't want to be particular about it. But yeah, so the rest of the things that I got, you will have seen or will see if you want to watch it now in my birthday collection video, because I plan to make a video the week of my birthday to show what I got. Don't know how I'm going to film that yet because my birthday's on a work day. It's going to be a bitch. But I guess I'll get there when I get there. Open all the presents, even though, yes, most of the presents you'll see are stuff that I have literally chosen out or I have already bought. So it's not going to be too surprising that I'm going to be like, wow, look at this. Like, I'm not expecting to be really over the top about it because it's like, hey, I'm just happy that I got these and that I have them, and they're like versions of things that I never would have thought to have gotten. It's great. So I'm really keen for that. Obviously, I still got to wait 2 weeks. I've wrapped most of the gifts that I've gotten myself because I just want to do that because it's fun. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know what else I'll do in terms of, I probably won't have any more this weekend for the rest of the week. I mean, I imagine I'll probably film some more. Look at this shirt. Wow. I probably won't film any more for another couple of days, mostly because, again, Dad and I are around here, so I can film whenever. It's great. But I'm so busy at the same time, so it really depends on what mail comes in. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I realise I'm wearing this shirt and it's not even a Halloween anymore. Disappointing. I think this is like the week after Halloween. Doesn't matter.